Yo, what up? What's happening, everybody? What's cracking? Jay Millie back with another live, another live, another live, another live. I'll wait for the people to come up in here. Whoever may come up in here, come on in, people. Was live yesterday. I come on in here tonight. Yo, what up, Lonnie? I just turned your game on. The hell? Well, I'll do that shit later. Yo, what up, Daniel? What's going on with y'all? How y'all feeling tonight? Oh, 10-7? That's not bad. That's not bad. Ah, I'm weak. I feel you. I feel you. Sure. Well, it look like the Rams about to score again. Yeah, we're gonna get going here in a second. Damn. Oh hell no, I ain't using that. The fuck? Because it's definitely something that needs to be discussed. I ain't surprised. I'm used to it, motherfuckers. Sick of y'all. Ah, I put my faith and loyalty in y'all. Y'all can't stay loyal. Y'all can't even score. Oh hell no. Boy out there trying to look like CMC. Yeah, it seems like me too. Been popping their head up a lot lately. Not like they really went anywhere, you know. But they've been quiet, you know. They've been quiet for a while, you know. So I really ain't had nothing to say. But now I got something to say. 'Cause they want to poke their nasty little heads back up. Hit the likes like it's your first. Ah, for real though. Straight up. Yo, what up, cut? How's he having a night of nights? Well, now 17, well, 16 seconds. We gonna go in about the Me Too, people. Cause I had tried to start up a little something, called YouTube. Not to be confused with YouTube. Now I'm gonna explain all of that in a second. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I did my. Ah! I don't know. This shit did not die on me. Uh-huh. Well, fuck it. Who is Me Too? Yeah, I want to know who Me Too is too. Sound like a bunch of feminists. Who mad? Who mad because guys used to turn them down back in high school. Well, maybe if your pussy didn't smell like fish water, you know, and maybe if your breath didn't smell like you just drank toilet water, maybe you might would have got some action back in the day. Who knows? But we is going to call out the hypocrisy of Me Too, because Me Too, in my eyes, well, my Me Too is YouTube. But I'm going to explain what YouTube is. Because I still live by that. YouTube. You know. And y'all know when I come, I'm not polite. I'm not here to spare feelings. I'm here to kick the facts and the facts only. And if there's some females out there that want to get in their feelings, oh, you talking about, well, then you need to check yourself and find something else to do and wonder why a guy don't want to fuck with your standards. I can't see the comments right now, y'all. I'm gonna get to the comments in a second. You know. And I know victims. You know what I'm saying? I know victims. I've been in relationships with them. You know, I have friends. You know what I'm saying? So I know what a victim look like. I know how a victim sounds. You know, there's things when you don't know that will just go over your head. You know. But this is primarily to talk about how with all this support and all this going out for all the females that have been victimized, what about the men that were accused of something and then when it was found out that they was innocent, where was the Me Too movement then with an apology? I can't move until somebody says hi. Eyes are burning. State Farm is there. You look into a camera and you say, I hate yada yada. And I love that this company doesn't have any of that. Do you two know what yada yada is? Of course. Do you have an activation fee? How many people do I need to get the best price only for? You shouldn't yada yada that. Because details matter. Yada yada, I'm already in an ad. For Visible has no activation fees, no need for a family. Yo, what up, executive? One line wireless, network, $25 a month every month. That's do it. Let's go play. No fees or minimums and no overdraft fees. Another reason banking with Capital One is an even easier decision than who's going to deliver the toys to the kids? No.
Just trying to get my thing together.
What's in your one? I get to love you forever. Forever. Every kiss begins with you. Where there is light, there is hope. And it only takes one person to bring that light to thousands. Someone like Taylor, who has to choose a college education that leads to a career. And Zombie, who's showing kids how powerful their voices can be.
Oh shit! I forgot to buy me a lighter too. Huh.
We see you.
See. Oh, good. Damn. Okay. Right. So, as many of y'all know, or if you don't know, this is probably the first time you're hearing about this. Vin Diesel has been caught in the Me Too movement fiasco. Some chick, I don't know the full story or the details, but the outlining is, y'all know what the outlining is. Some woman from back in the day accused him of doing something back then, and now she's coming out and speaking about it, and now here goes the Me Too movement getting all wild up. See, I asked this a question to the Me Too movement a few years ago. And I didn't really get anything from it. I did have like different people hit me, behind the scenes, and was like, I like what you was talking about. You know what I'm saying, with the whole YouTube thing, and and it looked like there was going to be some momentum with that. And then, everything started happening and lockdowns and all kinds of shit, right? So now over the last few months, year or so, they've been popping up their heads again. And I'm not discrediting, like, if a woman says something, like, okay, I'm not saying just dismiss it, you got to investigate, right? Investigate, find out if it's true or not, because let's be honest, there's a section of women in life that will sit there and tell a bold-faced lie just because she mad. And then it comes out that the man that she was accusing of doing shit really didn't do anything, and then you don't hear nothing. Just like with that one a lawyer bitch. Every time a female come out with an accusation, here she come. Why you ain't never came out and offered an apology when it came out that these men were innocent and they were just liars? How y'all just gonna go ahead and just go with the accuser, even when and then this is the sickening part. This is the sickening part. They know that they lied. It's been proven that they lied. And then they still support them like, it's okay, we understand. Sometimes victims mistaken a person for being the other person. Okay, well, what about the person that was accused? They got to live with that stigma for the rest of their life. They don't deserve no apology. They don't deserve some place to go where they feel safe. You know how hard it is for a man to say that he was sexually assaulted by a woman? And then the other sickening part of it, when a guy does come out and say it, then it's like, oh, well, no, that can't be true. A man being sexually assaulted, he's a man. This is a woman. Yeah. Well, why is it when it comes to sexual assault, you want to keep the shit separate, but in everyday life, you want to be equal? Like a man. You can't have it both ways. See, this is why men don't come out and say anything. Because where are they supposed to go? They're either going to be looked at as punks. Oh, you soft. You couldn't handle that woman or whatever. All these other things will pop up. So men don't come out and say anything. But let a woman say, oh my goodness, we got to throw the whole National Guard to protect these motherfuckers. Right? Like they go overboard with the shit, right? Like, what about these women out here that are sexually assaulting these men? Like, you got kids out here being, you know what I'm saying? You got teachers, female teachers, being arrested, going to jail for sleeping with youngsters. And then even that gets swept up under the rug. No persecution. You know what I'm saying? No society outrage. But let that be a man, and the whole situation is completely, it's like Hiroshima. Kaboom. Well, Jay Millie, why do you feel so strongly about this? Because unless you've been in a situation where you've been wrongfully accused of something, you won't know. And I brought this up before. Y'all know what I went through when I was a teenager. I still, to this very day in 2023, at 44 years old, I still have that stigma stuck over my head. Because I still have people from back in the day that still look at me side-eye because they think that I did something, and then the story gets switched around. So it went from, okay, sexual harassment to I did the other thing, which, first of all, I never even touched a girl. There's no evidence of that, and I wasn't even accused of that. But in people's minds, once you've been accused of one thing, they'll take that shit and they'll stretch it out and try to put it into something else to try to make sense of it. When everybody knows, even the people that don't like me know, first of all, that's not even in my character to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? And second of all, they know I don't need to do that because when it comes to getting pussy and all that, I don't have a problem in that department. Never had a problem in that department. So what sense would it make for me to go do that to another woman? You know what I'm saying? Doesn't make any sense, right? So I never had, and you see this, and this is the thing. I never had a place to go to talk about that, to express my feelings about how I really felt about that at that time. So there was no, oh, well, hey, do you want to sue? Do you want to do this? There was nothing for me. It was just everyday business as usual. But everybody was surrounding this girl and showing her all kinds, giving her all kinds of support. Well, if you need somebody to talk to, really. But when it came out that I was found innocent, where was my apology? That bitch never apologized to me. Nobody who accused me of that shit that wasn't even there hasn't never gave me an apology for that shit. Not one person. This is what I have to live with. Where is guys like me that have been accused of that and even worse and were innocent, but yet we don't get no fucking apology? We don't have no group support systems all across the fucking country. Because there's a stigma, because we're men or we're males, we're supposed to act in this, that. It's a thing where it's being talked about how men don't like to be vulnerable, how they don't like to express their feelings. This is one of the reasons why we don't like to express our feelings, because if we do, we get this stigma put on us, a very bad stigma. So then it's like, okay, now you're re-victimizing the accused who was found innocent, but you're still victimizing him by saying that he's still guilty, even though he was found to be innocent. But we always go by the court of law. We always go by the court of law, right? These are the same people say the court of law, right? Whatever happens in the court, you know what I'm saying? Your peers, whole jury, or sometimes it might not be a jury, it just might be a judge trial. Where is it at for us? See, ain't no too many people out here talking about this on behalf of us men. And like I said, I'm not taking away from the victims of the females that went through that. Yes, look, I got your back in that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to sit here and ignore all these men that have been through the same thing to just be left. And then you see, and this is the other thing. When a guy goes out and doesn't act like that, and then you hear his story about how he went through that, but he never got the help because there was nobody ever giving him help or offering him help or anything of the such, then he becomes what he was accused of, or what he was a victim of. Now he is the predator, right? And so we look at the part of what he did of being a predator, but we don't look at how did he become the predator. This man was touched when he was a kid. This man was molested when he was a kid, and nobody was there. So in turn, we're nowhere to take your emotions to figure it out, to handle it, because you can't fix it. You can only manage it. And then boom, here we go. And it's just a whole nother chain of this. Why wasn't there no help? Did he get some help too? But the fact that he did that, we just gonna go ahead and just throw him to the wolves like he's a predator and he's no good. Well, how did he become that? See, nobody don't want to go to the nucleus of the problem. Everybody just want to look at the problem. Well, how did it become a problem in the first place? See, you guys want to fix stuff, but you don't want to go to the root of the problem to fix it. And this Me Too movement has been doing more harm than good, and I'm not the only person that has said that. Let me go look back at these comments. Oh, we got some more people over here. Yo, Curse, what's going on? Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Gotcha. Oh yeah. I seen that. Right. Yo, what up, Reckless? Yeah, I would say it back. Only thing about it is I don't celebrate. So, but you know what I'm saying? You and yours, I hope y'all enjoy y'all day and everything. I made for this whole entire movement. Proud me too. Yeah, they all want to talk about it. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know, and look, a lot of these guys, and look, I'm about to drop some on y'all right now. I'm about to drop some on y'all right now. See, those guys, when they were boys that were touched, some of them don't even become predators. Some of them become gangsters because they got all that bottled up emotion and hate that they decide that they want to join a gang. Yeah. There's some members in y'all gangs that have been touched as little kids, but they will not talk about it because of the stigma. Yeah, I bet. How many of y'all done heard that one before? See, this is where studying, researching, observing, and seeing how shit really is. This is how you find these things out. This is how you find these things out. There's not going to be no statistics about it. There's not going to be no paperwork, no data, because they don't want to talk about it because there's nowhere for us to talk about it. Shabazz, what's happening? Ain't none of that with me and Plug, except for I just call bullshit when I see it, because it's been a lot of shit I overlooked that I just let go, and yeah, I'm not overlooking that shit no more. And there's nothing that I said. There's nothing that I said was wrong. Everything that I said was factual. Everything I said was factual. Everything I said. I didn't fabricate nothing. I didn't lie on him. I didn't do none of that. Everything I said was factual. You know? So that's, oh no, you good, Reckless. You good. You good. I'm just not fucking with a whole lot of motherfuckers anymore because I see bullshit, so I called it. And you know, and you see the thing about it is, just like I said on my last live when I talked about this, I said nobody has shown up and said nothing. Nothing. But I know that they watching. And it just so happens that I seen that little community post. And I'm like, oh, so we make a community post, but you want to come in here and you want to ask me to come on the homie court to talk about the YouTube division? Why you come and ask me about that shit? Oh, kind of like, and I'm not bringing cousin to this, but he is a part of this though. What about the interview that never happened when me and Sav was doing our show, and he wanted and they were supposed to do an interview with me and Sav when me and Sav's show was cracking. It was popping. You know what I'm saying? And what happened? Oh, well, we gotta do this and I gotta do that. So I probably we're gonna get to it and we're gonna do this. It never happened. We got overlooked. We got overlooked. So, like I said, I ain't say anything that wasn't true. You know what I'm saying? For all those that was there when I was on there, when Sav was on there, or when me and Sav was on there, and he sat there in front of everybody on the live and said, we need to do a show with Sav and Jay Millie, and I believe he wanted to call it the Blue Hour, the Blue Show, or whatever the shit he said. Never happened. But he get a motherfucker up there with a voice that sound like this, sound like John Laurinaitis from the WWE. Come on now. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Unlike the Me Too movement, you know. I understand why the Black Lives Movement, or not the Black Lives Matter movement, because I seen the bullshit. I seen the bullshit before the bullshit hit the bullshit. Right? I was never part of that shit. Y'all never see me with the shirts. You never, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? If I put anything black in a hashtag, Black Power matters. Black people matter. You know what I'm saying? But Black Life, the message itself, I agree with the message itself, but the organization and the movement was bullshit. Just like the Me Too movement is bullshit. Well, I bet you, if they look into that Me Too movement organization, I guarantee you, you will find a whole lot of bullshit, a whole lot of shit that they hide. I bet you. Man, that just sounded like either a setup or an empty promise. Huh? Hey, I'm just saying. Not, hey, now, we got a few people, you know, of different origins to talk about this. Open panel. I've been cool with that. Like, that's something that, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to just jump up and say yes when I know we were supposed to do some business together before, and it never happened. Yeah. Did you hook me up with a couple of thumbnails? Yeah, and I thank you for that. But don't think because you did that shit that somehow I'm indebted to you. Oh my God. Hold on, y'all. Call somebody else then. Shit. All right, I'm back. They wouldn't let Lincoln on the bus. What up, gangish? Right on, right on. Tommy, what's happening? Hey, can y'all still hear me? I'm still good. Audio still good. Okay, cool, cool. So going back to what I was talking about, because I can give two fucks about what Plug is doing or whatever. I don't care what's going on over there. I'm not part of that crowd no more. So as far as these Me Too people go, you know, all you gotta do is just really just look at it, because there's some bullshit in there, you know, and they're doing a real good job of keeping a lot of that shit hidden. Because why are they so incensed? You know what I'm saying? On taking down men off of an accusation, and when the accusation blows up in their face, they about as quiet as a cricket. So when you see people who don't want to take no accountability for the shit that they do, that's what they do. They cower into their little corners. They hide away. They don't say nothing. they might speak amongst themselves and say, no, he really did it. He really did it. But they always fight hard as hell when the guy is going on trial and going through the whole course. Like, yeah, he should be found guilty. But then when he's found innocent, oh, the courts are wrong. Oh, they got the verdict wrong. And da, 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 da. Why? Why did they get the verdict wrong? They had a whole jury. 12 men and women in that motherfucker. And that's the other thing. When it comes to that type of shit, you gotta pay close attention to how they picked out the jury. Because if it's not evened out and there's more women than men, your chances just decreased. You know what I'm saying? Because somewhere in that jury, there are some women that have been victimized. And there's probably some men too, but we'll never know because they don't want to talk about it. And there is data on this shit too. There is data on this. But you gotta like needle in the haystack. Or you gotta be dealing with people that take care of that stuff. Because they don't want to talk about it. They want to sit on their hands and knees. You know, talking about, Lord, please send this piece of shit to jail. He done did some awful stuff to that young woman. You know what I'm saying? Praying and all that. How do you find the defendant? We find the defendant not guilty. Oh no, you gotta be wrong. Oh, you're wrong. That can't be true. That can't be true. Come on now. And the comments and stuff. I'm saying like there needs to be more men groups that tackle this issue. Because if you ask me, I think they need to change their name. I think they need to change their name from hashtag Me Too to hashtag Me Karen. At least for some of them, probably more than some. Because it's absolutely ridiculous how we get persecuted when we're innocent. By the way, I want to give a shout out to, I think it's the Boston mayor or whatever. They just did a press conference like what was it, yesterday or like a couple of days ago, where they apologized and then gave the two guys who were accused of killing a white woman and I think her child or something. I'm not sure on the details, but they was sent to jail. You know, what was that? What they say, like in '89. So it was like, I want to say like right after what happened with the Central Park Five. Gave them a plaque of apology and all that. So I appreciate that. That's what Me Too need to do. Do a public apology to the innocent. Back, you know, we always guilty until proven innocent, and we still guilty, like Bill Cosby. Yeah. Oh, don't bring up Cosby. Oh, Cosby, he was. Hey, look, and like I tell people all the time, you couldn't get him in the first trial. You couldn't get him in the first trial. Now they say, oh, well, the statute of limitations ran out and everything. He used to slip. Look, if you was going to them clubs back then in the 70s, that's all I need to say. That's all I need to say. Oh, don't bring up OJ. OJ still. Oh, OJ. He killed Nicole Brown and he did. He did. Okay, and you notice how? Oh, because they found his blood and this. Oh yeah, but you realize that a lot of that blood was fabricated, right? You know that dirty cop, that racist cop, Mark Furman? Yeah. Mm-hmm. And a couple other that was there at the time that was part of that shit? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now you bring up the other blood. Okay, well, you do realize that a father and son would have the same blood, right? Oh yeah, didn't think about that. Oh, you didn't think about how father and son is the same build. At that period of time was the same build. Didn't think about that, huh? Well, it was a dark figure running through the. Okay, son didn't have access to the house. Didn't think about that. Oh, buy from the Central Park Five. He just got latest. Oh yeah, I seen that. I seen that. Shout out to that brother. Hey, take Harlem back. Take Harlem back. That's all I'm gonna say. Take Harlem back. You know, and let's get these men's groups popping off. You know, I know there's some, but it's so few and they're so scattered. It's like it's hard to find them. And I'm not talking about because I'm not finna jump on no men's group on social media. No, I'm not about to do all that. I'll discuss it on social media, but I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's talk about this shit. Let's first of all, let's talk about the shit behind the scenes. And then if we want to talk about the shit, then let's talk about the shit. And then, but let's talk about the shit with solutions. Because if you're just talking about it without any solutions, then you're just talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Like then it just becomes just a everyday conversation about things. And you never want that to happen. See, a lot of these topics that were real serious at one time are just a conversation piece now. or they manifest it into something greater or different. So then the original cause gets forgotten about. Myself was never touched, but I was accused of sexual harassment. And I just found out, maybe like probably about a year ago, I want to say. I found out because then when I got in trouble, I got off and I was found innocent because I never said nothing to the bitch. Right? I never said nothing to the bitch. I was doing like every other teenage boy does. Talking with another teenage boy, talking about girls, talking about different girls. That's teenage boy shit. I never directed anything to her. And the funny part about that is some of the girls we were talking about were girls that were in our little group of friends. But you had nothing to say about when we was talking about talking about our other friends in the same manner. You didn't defend them, but they sure jumped up and defend you. So look, who's the one that looks stupid? Who's the ones that look stupid? All of them look stupid. It was a girl that I liked, and she liked me. We didn't really get together. We went to like a school dance or whatever. And but when all that shit happened, she sided with the bitch, right? So when we get into high school, we end up having the same class together. Shit went left real fast. Now, I don't know how she really felt because a lot of them, including her, I didn't see the entire summer. A lot of them I didn't see after I got kicked out of school over the shit. So this is my first time seeing her. And so when I went up there to say hi and everything, she had a whole fucking attitude and all kinds of other shit. And I'm like, well then, you know, if that's how you gonna feel, and I know that's why she got the attitude. So yeah, I said what I needed to say. And then somebody in class tells me, you know her boyfriend is a norteño. I said, I wouldn't give a fuck if he's a norteño. Shit. And we beefing with the motherfuckers too at the same time. I don't give a fuck. What that mean? What that mean? Shit, this is crip. What the fuck that mean? Oh well, I don't give. And I said right there in class because I sat behind her. I said I would fuck that motherfucker up. Fuck him. Right. And then so I find out. So I had art in sixth period, and he also had art class in sixth period, but his art class was right next to mine. Right. So I find this out. But before I find this out, I get word that homeboy want to fight me. So I'm like, all right, cool. So the same day I find out that he wants to fight me, within like the next class, I find out that his class is right next to mine in 6th period. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I'm in art class, and there's a sister, man, she was hella cute too. She sat across from me, and she was another loc, but she was from LA. And so I'm in there, I'm talking to her about the whole thing, and I tell her, you know what I'm saying, what dude that said. So I told her what I was gonna do. So I'm looking at the clock, right? I'm like, I give a fuck about what we was doing in class. I can't draw nowhere. So I'm looking at the clock, right? I'm looking at the clock. I'm just waiting for that motherfucker to say 2:45. I'm waiting for that motherfucker to say 2:45. As soon as that motherfucker said 2:45, I said boom, because it was 2:45 for the first bell, and then as soon as it hit 2:50, then we can go. Man, I couldn't pack my shit up fast enough. And when that last bell hit for us to go out, I went right out that door. I sat my backpack down, and I stood right there waiting for that motherfucker to bring his bitch ass out. That motherfucker, I stood there for at least a good 15 minutes. They was like, people in his class was like, he's not coming out, he's scared. He's like, he's scared. So I was like, I don't give a fuck, he's scared. He better bring his bitch ass out here. He said he wanted to fight me, so come on. I gave him 5 more minutes. Right? And then once he didn't come out, I grabbed my backpack and said, motherfucker, don't ever say you want to fight me again. Bitch motherfucker. Shit. And so the next day when we get to class, woo, she wasn't in class. She transferred the class to another period. And what I was told was, because I intimidated her Norteño boyfriend, she didn't want to be in the same class with me. And I'm like, man, if he a Norteño, man, his game must be disappointed in him. And then, but look though, and this is the funniest shit. This is the funniest shit. So after all that happens, right? I find out, what was it? It was oh, this is when things had calmed down between us, right? And somebody we knew was cool. They had a partner that was a Norteño. So, you know, we was all kicking it, and then homeboy, he come pulling up. So I'm like, okay, even though the shit is cool, I'm still, you know what I'm saying? I'm always keeping my shit on guard. So he get out, and then, you know, we get introduced or whatnot, and we talking, and it just so happens when he pulled up, I was telling these fools about what happened. Well, we was talking about the situation, right? And so he come up, and so I continue on talking after the, you know, and so he was like, wait, you talking about so-and-so? I was like, yeah. He was like, oh man, that was you? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, after we found out what happened, man, that fool got DP. They done kicked that motherfucker out. I said, oh, for real? He was like, yeah. I was like, oh shit, okay. Well, shit, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Well, shit, you know, he should have never told me. He should have never put my name in his mouth. That's what he should have did. You know, yo, corrupt, what's happening? So, but that's just, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of shit that goes on you know, when you've been accused of something, you know, and motherfuckers still believe the shit even though you was proven innocent. You know what I'm saying? So, but oh yeah, so like I was saying, so based on the fact that I never said anything to her, that's how I got off, right? So I was like, oh, I didn't even realize that was, oh, okay. And so, you know, I did a little research and I found out like that's a real mother, like that wasn't even no, you know. So I found out that they didn't change that shit. Even if you don't say nothing to the person, you could still get charged with sexual harassment and be convicted. I said, God damn, that's some fucked up shit right there. You could still get, woo, man. That's why nowadays, shit, I'd be very careful. I'd be very careful. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so bad nowadays. You could just be in a store or something, and you could just be polite and say hi or some shit, and they gonna take that as you trying to get at them or something. Like, well, I was just saying hello. You know what I'm saying? I was just, you know, embracing how beautiful you was. I mean, I wasn't trying to get with you. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm trying to get married, have a baby, and you know what I'm saying? Start my whole family with your ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Like, you know, this shit crazy nowadays. This shit is crazy. You know, it's hard as hell. You know, because people, it's a sensitivity to it. You know, as it's like this stigma has just went through so much that it's damn near like every female. Well, I won't say every female. I ain't gonna do that. But there's a portion of females that look at every man as a predator. I'm like, no, that can't be the case. But while you're on that thought process, let's look at how many females that are predators. You want to talk about that? Because I'm open for that discussion. And we know that they exist. They've been existing. They still exist. You know, let's start with the babysitter. Let's start with the nanny. You know what I'm saying? They don't want to talk about it. You know? And I'm saying, let's talk about it. Because I've come across other guys that have been accused and it was found innocent. That's where I came up with the, oh, you too? Because you too was accused and found innocent, and you too is still being looked at as you're guilty of doing such. Oh, well, if he didn't do that, then he must have did something. He must have did something. He can't be all innocent. Why not? Why can't we be innocent? We sympathize with you going through, but damn, you making us feel a certain way. But I guess when you have that stigma out there and you go by that narrative, that would be your mindset, wouldn't it? And then the thing, they know that there's been out there that have been victimized. But their excuse is, well, How do we help them? We don't know how to help them. Well, you mean you didn't ask that when it came to the females? You figured it out. You sat down, you talked to them. Hell, this is where a lot of y'all experts go to school and get them degrees for. What the fuck? So, but when it comes to a man, now all of a sudden y'all don't know. Like that sounds pretty sexist. That sounds pretty sexist to me. So you're going to devalue what a man went through and then continue to value more what the woman goes through. Well, if that's the case and you want to have that mentality on it, don't you say nothing when that man says, fuck it, I'm just finna go do some shit anyways. Because not only do you owe an apology to that man, but you also owe an apology to that person he's getting ready to victimize. Because had you just gave that man 5 minutes, that 5 minutes could have changed, you know what I'm saying? Could have did a whole lot. But no, y'all don't want to do that. Y'all want to stay with the status quo. You know, when it's going to be time when the men get our say, get our time to heal, get our time to be vulnerable. And this shit plays out in our relationships. It plays out in it. We don't know how to handle that shit because nobody showed us. So we go based off of what we think is the right thing to do. And sometimes it is. And then other times it's just all bad. You know, that has damaged a lot of relationships. All because we have a society that only looks at one side and can give two fucks about the other. Yo, what up, Karma? Oh yeah, I hope you're having a good night too. So my thing, and this is going to be an ongoing discussion. Because we need a damn voice out here. and being that I have that experience, I'll be that voice, or I'll be one of those voices. You know? And then at some point, we can get both sides together and we can really make shit happen. But as long as society continues on having the minds go one way, the shit's gonna stay split. You know, how is a man supposed to raise a daughter when he's gone through that type of experience? Because more than likely you're going to shut her out and you're going to put everything onto the mama. Not because you want to, not saying you don't love your daughter. You love her, you know what I'm saying, with everything in your heart. But that emotional side, no, you're going to shut her out. And she's going to wonder why, like, she's going to ask, Mommy, does Daddy love me? Why doesn't Daddy want me around? Because Daddy never got help. He never had help. He don't know how to be emotionally attached to his own flesh and blood, which is crazy as fuck, right? But see, these are the side effects that come with not having a place to go to discuss what we've been through. For sure, for sure. That's good. It's always good to hear. And I'm saying, fellas, I know a lot of times our pride, our ego, and all this gets in the mix, and we don't want to, you know, we act like we don't want to cry. Go ahead and shed them damn tears. You know, shed them tears. Because at the end of the day, you're still a human being too, right? You're still a person who has feelings too, right? Don't let the stigma of what a man is supposed to be prevent you from, you know, showing your emotional side. Society will say, oh, you're being a sissy. Oh, you're this and that. Woo, woo. Fuck all that. You ain't getting up and putting on a dress, a lipstick, mascara, putting on wigs, going to get surgeries and shit. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You a red-blooded, straight man. But that does not mean you can't shed tears. Hell, if we playing sports, right? We see men all the time crying over winning championships. So why we can't cry on some real shit? Why we can't show our emotional side on some real shit? Scotty, what up? What on? You know, shit. I got up on this motherfucker months ago. When I had my thing where a lot of y'all know what happened, and I shedded tears on this motherfucker on live. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know who you are. So Shit. They say gangsters don't cry. Bullshit. Gangsters cry all the goddamn time. So if you just a regular civilian and you just, you know, shit, let them tears fall out. Hey, what's cracking, sis? How you feeling? So, all right, y'all. I'm about to jump off of here. I want to thank y'all for coming through. I might be back on later. I might do a late night since I didn't do one last night. I might do a late night. We'll just see how the night goes. And with that said, I hope y'all enjoyed this discussion. Like I said before, it will continue on. You know, this won't be the only live that I talk about this. And hopefully next time when I talk about this, I'm gonna have a whole lot more information to bring to y'all. So with that said, oh, okay. With that said, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. And like always, we're gonna keep it cracking. We're gonna stay militant. And I can give a fuck about how anybody else feel about what the fuck I said. Tell me when I tell lies. Tell me when I'm telling motherfucking lies. And with that said, I'm about to peace.